How the fitting process has changed throughout my whole career is quite remarkable. We used to have to put a shaft in a club with epoxy glue. And I used to do that in as assistant. And then once you put the epoxy glue in there, you had a little cord and you wrapped it around and you tied it in a knot on top of that. And then you were scared that in spite of all that preparation, that the head might come off, which we invariably saw when we played golf, a head flying off the club, quite a common occurrence. So what we used to do then is have a little pin. We'd drill a thin hole through the shaft, right through the other side. We put a little pin in there, and then we'd rub the pin there and rub the pin there to make absolutely certain it doesn't come off. Now, once that was in there, you couldn't change it. Now, yeah, you got that little device, change it any way you like. The difference in the grips, you just slip a grip on now. You had to actually wrap the grip, you had to put an underlisting on, which was very sticky, and then you'd have to wrap that grip around there like this, and then again, you'd put the little tape or the cord around the end so the wrapping wouldn't come loose. So everything is so different. The shaft, I remember playing with Ben Hogan at Westchester, and we were coming up and he said, fella, one day you'll see lightweight shafts, very, very light, and you'll see different metals in clubs, and you're going to see things change that you won't believe in, and you'll see a ball that'll have different kinds of textures, and you won't be able to slice it and hook it as much. I went into lunch. He didn't join us, and I said to the fellas, I just heard the biggest hogwash I've ever heard today. I couldn't visualize what he was visualizing. And you watch Phil Mickelson, who is the best in the world at hitting these lofted lob shots. You couldn't do that. You just couldn't do that when we played golf because you didn't have the equipment to do it. So it's remarkable. It's not only the driver, it's not only the fact that you can mishit it and be on the fairway, it's everything. It's the putters, it's the irons. I mean, the lofts and the lies and the grips and the shafts. And you know, I look at a driver like this, and I love this driver so much that quite honestly, this PXG driver, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, I sincerely mean this, I hardly ever miss a fairway. Something that I never thought I would ever do. So here today we sit and we see a modern day rocket, a jet, as compared to an ox wagon.